Be the finals too.
Just so you know, we are now live.
Okay, sweet.
Both on YouTube and on Twitch.
Ah,
I've been doing the multi-stream thing.
nah, that's something I want to try to get into as I make shorts content. I don't think I'm going to make a whole lot of long content, but
I'll say that's how you test your material, yeah.
no, I mean, like honestly, I'm more interested in doing ski content than anything.
Oh, cool.
Like, I mean, if stand up happens, and like I do plan on using the camera to like do a better job of that, but somebody log into Twitch because it's going to make me do a bunch of codes and things.
Yeah, if you need help with that, I can show you at least how I do it in OBS.
That'd be awesome. All right. Give me 1 second because Twitch will not stop talking while I load up my email address to get the code because heaven forbid somebody hacked in and watched Sneaky get a pentakill on his 0 to platinum in a 5-game series.
Some of the most. Well, I've been watching like a bunch of K-Drill recently because every time LAC is going through their playoffs on any split.
I have never been less interested in professional league in my entire life.
Yeah.
Which sucks. There we go. Okay, where are you? Wait a minute, I said
Oh yeah, I've got two of them. One of them's 2 minutes. How does this work? Welcome.
And let me be clear, I only got it to work on my phone, so I'm not. It says any device, so I haven't. I guess I haven't really tested it. Yeah. I don't know how you zoom in or anything. I've never used it on a desktop.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen with you so you can see it.
Yeah. In real time. Oh yeah, this is cool. I guess you. Yeah, it's reversed on my scroll wheel. Like you go the other way to like normally I would go forward to zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little reversed on that, but
scroll.
Yeah, this is cool.
Cool. I can scroll out to an unnecessary degree.
Yeah.
This is stupid. I'm just looking at the second video, the 2-minute. Oh yeah. You definitely showing off the top of your noggin pretty hard.
Yeah, man, it's bad. It's just this camera has helped me accept things about myself.
Well, you got to look at you a lot if you're wearing this thing around.
I know, man. I will edit it out usually. Like I made a mistake by letting you have the reins. That's going to be the next AI feature that costs $5 a month. It's like a full head of hair.
There you go.
Shit, yeah, hell yeah.
It's probably not even that much. It's probably just a filter now.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Long flowing locks.
All right. Let me post on a couple different places and we'll get going.
We're not even in the battle barn. We're going inside. Oh, look at the puppy. Look at the puppy back there.
Are those the only 2 videos that you have of the 360?
I mean, those are the only ones I feel like comfortable like sharing without talking to people because like they're clean. They're both clean fights. You know what I mean? And I've got some that I don't want to just like unleash. I want to be measured about putting other people's stuff out, if that makes sense. Like,
gotcha.
And those were also fights that I have that are only like I need to get in better habit of like clicking on and off. And I've got a Bluetooth remote control like that I wear around my arm when I'm skiing. And that can turn on the camera and off the camera. So I'm probably going to incorporate that remote control feature. And instead of having like a 15-minute video of 8 fights that I have to track and then deal with and label and keep ahead of, I'm going to try to get individual fights so that I can just label them once.
Cool.
You know, and then do the post stuff to make them look somewhat pretty because the AI isn't quite there yet. The AI thinks I'm the star. So it keeps like trying to, because I can make videos with AI. It'll just edit everything and track everything, but they don't turn out as good as when I do it manually. And
for sure.
And that stuff, it'll get better.
I'm with you. I haven't figured out like I would love to be able to harness that to like auto take out everything that is like filler in between fighting.
Yeah.
So like maybe it gives me a marker for every time I hear a spike when the first shield clash happens or whatever. You know?
Oh, that would be brilliant. Yeah.
I'm sure it can be set up that way.
Oh, I'm sure they're probably already working on that stuff like that, or detecting like lulls in action. Because the one I posted, I think I posted one fight. The last fight I posted to my Facebook page is the Speedball and Steiner fight,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there were a lot of gaps in there where I just like sped it up and scrubbed it,
yeah.
and then edited some stuff. But that's probably the most involved editing project I've done yet. It only took like 20 minutes, but they just changed the app too, so it's I'm learning how to make that happen.
All right, chat. Welcome in. Welcome in. For those joining us tonight, we are going to be watching Crown that happened on Saturday. This will be my first watch through. I've time coded a few things. I've time coded like 10% of this video. I have a lot more to do, and we'll work at it. And I'll say this more than once tonight, but a lot of this footage was there'll be overlap, so there'll be either multiple points of views or sometimes the same fight in a different location from a different point of view. I didn't fully get all of them kind of localized to their to the fight, like put the fight with the rest of the fight. I did for mine. Just because I would like to do a review in other contexts and so it'll be easy for other people. But that's the gist. Can you see my screen, Randall?
Yep.
Dope. All right, let's watch this.
Let's do it.
Okay, before I start, I want to ask you to do this for me.
Ooh.
Think about what you would recommend to me over the next 6 months. What is like number one thing I can improve upon, in your opinion, for like the best return on investment for participating in Crown or for like trying to win?
Well, I already know that, but that's okay.
Okay.
I've had that same opinion for a year and a half, but
Yeah.
I'll watch. I'm curious. I want to see how you've grown because, like, I remember a couple of guys were telling me that you broke out some new stuff, and I even when they said that on Saturday afternoon, I was already looking forward to the video reviews, so I can see some of the moves. I want to see these moves.
Yeah, we're starting with the pools. I'm not gonna play all this. I don't know how you feel, but like for me, I'm never like really super focused on like I don't meditate on the fight prior, where some people do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm like, when I get onto the field, I take a second. I think to myself, I need to be present and be aware, and that's it. Like I'm like I want to be here in the moment, and that's it.
Yep, nice shot.
Nice, straightforward. Some of these, I took everything I could from our pool, pool 2.
No, this is a good one. Is your late? Celeste, was Celestri there? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, she was there.
Okay, I was mostly asking for her. I love her sound effects. I've said this before. When somebody has, she's like, "Ooh."
Did you see that one, Lucian?
Rewind that one. Was that Alaric?
Yeah, Alaric.
Yeah, because I thought that was like Athos for a second because of the tunic similarities,
I
and then I was like, "Oh wait, that's not him."
Here we go.
Let's see what. Oh wait, who won this one?
Lucian.
Okay, let's see.
I was like, it's fast. I'm just gonna slow it down.
I wish they had buttons for that too.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a control mechanism to do that.
I'm sure without having to click through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really wish they would
shortcut
just
offhand.
recognize that and put it on, because I have to do that all the time on fighter videos.
Yeah. Entry offside with a step.
Okay. Yeah.
Lucian's been
You
getting
gotta-
pretty good at getting comfortable with a lot of his entry steps. Like
when he
normal
believes in
ones.
himself, man, we are all in trouble. It's just such a common thing that everybody goes through it, so it'll solve itself in time. But it's just like you get to a point with your fighting, it's just like you're the only one holding you back.
Yeah.
Once you realize that, nice shot.
Is it Barry and Leaf?
Yeah, he
I
didn't
believe
believe in that. He should have believed in it. He didn't believe in it. I will say that.
Backing out. Yeah.
No, just sink your boot. Sink your booty.
I was happy that I was telling Barry this, that I was happy he was moving better.
Yeah, he looks good. He's been looking better lately. He comes to Tuesdays our practice on Thursdays every now and then.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I was like, it looked like he's put in work on his physical person since
he has
over the last year, and he looks way.
I mean, his
better
last crown was that really humid, hot one, and like if you weren't dialed in and ready for that one could be a little bit less forgiving. So it's like, I don't think that's not fair for somebody of his pedigree.
Yeah.
I think a lot of folks similarly situated would have had an issue with that hot and heavy humid crown.
This is Galfred and Harold.
Harold.
Galfred and Green. They were. I think they fight all the time because they're both Dunkirk. So it's familiarity.
At the risk of sounding mean, Galfred is too fast and Harold's shield is too small for this fight to be taking this long. And that's going back to believing in yourself.
Yeah.
He should like Galfred. He should have, or at least sorry, this is my opinion, but like I tell guys a lot of times, like you should have. I'm not playing with my food move, or like 2 or 3 of them,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't need to like. It doesn't need to like you don't need to one shot somebody with them. But for somebody who's like aspiring, like on the path, like who's close, it's making good progress, I at least want to see them lead with a one-shot attempt, right? Because I think that's a different mindset. It's like, okay, I've looked at this guy, I've analyzed where the holes are. I've got 3 moves that I can kill a guy with. This is the best one. Let's see if we can end this fight in 5 seconds.
That is, him and I conversed a good bit after. At least from my observation watching his fights. It was very much the emotions that come with being like watched in a tournament setting. It was my opinion, and I told him as much, that it visually pulled him out of the present, and that's something that I feel like I see other people like they worry about. Oh, what if, like future problems, or like, oh man, I saw this person in the past do this thing. All those are like past and past and future problems. And I really just was like, the practice is going to be like, make the checklist of your own emotions, set them aside, and be present.
Yeah, I mean, it's all tournament management. Like, part of the skill of tournament management is just ignoring the crowd.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
It's like
I got lucky and had good teachers on that. So like, I'm one of the guys. I'll stand out there and stare a guy down for 3.5 minutes. I don't care if the crowd is entertained. I'm not here. I didn't get up. I didn't get out of bed to entertain anybody at Crown tournament time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just a mindset. Like, that's another part of it, is just like zeroing everything out to this one dude, or female. Not to genderize the one opponent is probably the best way to say that.
I didn't get to see Akbar fight, but that's cool to see him out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
He fought in the one that I won. He was in my pool.
Okay.
He's a good set. He's pretty good. Yeah, he usually fights about once a year.
Okay.
Now this could be a fight. Oh, let's see this. Ooh,
did I fight in that?
Oh,
was that the one that you won? Did I fight in that one? I did.
Yes.
That was the one
we never met.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was the same tournament field as the one that we fought that one time. So I can see visually if you're thinking in terms of fighter footage, like it blends together. But I don't think you and I never met each other at any of the pools or the tree. Nice block with the sword.
Yeah. He's so comfortable. Well, actually, honestly, both of them are. Both of them are so comfortable in that kind of B plus range. Like box and grind and defend themselves. I found Damon just has that automatic cross block offside fire. Ooh,
yeah.
Trust.
He likes to can we watch that fight one more time?
Yeah, of course.
It sounds weird, but I've just always called it this. I call it banging. When you're like just onside, offside, who sort that the German Schlager style fighting.
Yeah.
And he knows how to bang.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The key to standing there in the pocket with him is he's so good with his sword and moving his head that you've got to be disciplined about taking a much wider step and also bringing the shoulder over so that on your flat snap or your offside, you can beat that angle and actually hit him closer towards the back of the helmet.
Yes.
If you aim for the side, he's going to catch it with rattan every time. So you've got to establish a pattern of that working, throw a few shots and survive long enough to deviate and take that extra situation that makes him miss the block.
Both of them do. Like, this whole set has been throwing from more squared, like you're saying, as opposed to really getting the angle.
Well, I'm surprised Damon hasn't been thrusting. Usually his bread and butter and his style is pretty based off of it. Lucian's leaving it open.
Offside tap.
He likes to throw to the sword side belly leg part area. to bring the shield down.
Oh,
I
you caught him with the initial
I didn't see him
thrust.
working that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Let me see one more time. Sorry, just the end.
No, you're good.
What
You're
did you
good.
catch him with?
I think he caught him on the thrust. So like, Damon right here, lead steps forward, finds that.
Boop. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You can see.
that's
I think
insane.
Lucian expected something onside, and you see he cross blocks a bit with his sword.
Yeah. The best defense to that is to, in my opinion, would be to just keep your feet where you are, and then pull your head back. So that way, once he loses his thrust, your hands are ready to fire.
Yeah.
Move that head back, especially if you've got your weight forward. I do that all the time, where I'll just leave my face out, and then once they thrust, you just move your head back. Your feet are in the same spot. You can even do it while you're advancing to get a guy while his front foot's in the air, and then you change the whole nature of the fight.
I'm trying to be better about throwing these, not while fading out.
Yeah.
Like fading sideways or toward them, if anything. And I've been getting better at it. Like there's a lot of people I can find the small their back and such.
This is great. You used to lead with the foot, and in this case, you're actually fading out with your body, which is fine if your feet and your hips are rotating. And then once you hit the sweep meat, your feet gets picked up. You can essentially fade out and avoid shots while still having the rotation that you need to make that happen. So
I feel like that one.
I think that's a great adjustment for a super tall guy.
Like a little too end of stick as I was fading. I probably should have put my fist a little bit forward to hit with more on the point of percussion on that stick.
Rewind it. Let's see the technique and where the elbow is.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I tuck it down by my hip. I feel good about
the
turnaround
elbow
and all
stays
that.
in. That's key too, man.
Yeah, it's like there's plenty. Like you can see, like where his leg actually is. It's like the last 2 inches of stick.
And nothing wrong with that shot. That's a fine shot. I don't know if he takes it or not, but I got no complaints about that technique.
I was trying to. Yeah, I think I probably should have like.
He's leaving too.
More.
He's leaving away from that. If he had stayed like most guys you want to, he's fast on his feet.
Yeah. Do they have a knight? Because I've seen them. I've seen them at a lot of different crowns and just around. But
originally from the east, I don't know who his foster is. I think it's one of the elephants.
Oh, okay.
It might be Vlad. It might be Alan. But I mean, he's OTC. So I mean, he's. Sorry for those that don't know. That's Order of Tiger Combatant, which is the GOA level of East Kingdom, and like they don't like I love the Kraken. I don't think that's a shock based on like my whole like branding. But like that's one of the GOAs that I think is actually like that I give a lot of love to in terms of like I think it's way harder to get to an OTC level than it is a Kraken level.
I didn't know that was a.
It's not just martial though. Like it's like being like you've got to bleed, you got to bleed east.
Ooh.
Like oof.
He almost got through.
He did.
He clipped enough shield to really take.
Look at that shield! Look at the shield wobble.
Yeah. Full bend. Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, you got the slot in there. Nice. Yep.
Yeah, I jump
and
keep
the hand across.
Did the like the punching shot, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It's kind of like a Superman.
Oh yes. It is. That is a shot that more people could use.
I feel good executing it, but I feel like I have to open them up at C as opposed to like opening up. I'm not like I'm not very good at opening somebody up for that like punching shot in A, B.
I think it's just a very different mechanic. And once you get used to the very open hand, relaxed way of throwing it and realizing it's much more about finesse than it is power.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier to throw because if you're short stemming a guy with a punch, you really don't need all this other stuff. Right. You just kind of lay it across their face and they'll take it. Which sounds troubling in certain contexts.
Whose polearm did you steal?
I don't know. I think it was Hughes. It was Hughes. I didn't have a Marshall stick, so I was like, I'm gonna borrow something just to keep the crowd safe. We didn't have too much scurrying, which was nice.
This was a long one, yeah?
Yes.
This was the pools.
This was the pools.
Didn't they do it again in the...
that I do not know.
Okay. Post pool. Yeah, they both look so comfortable in that kind of Cora.
Yeah, they had really good communication here too.
Yeah, this is the fight that I don't want. The long, drawn
I
out.
didn't realize how much I didn't want it until Joss gave it to me the first round of the finals. I was like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
This is not where I like to be.
Right. Jocelyn, like, trying to fight for that inside elbow.
Yeah.
Look for the leg.
See, I didn't really try it as much, but like almost. Yeah. I tend to try to punch the shield corner because both of these guys have very light shields. And if you punch the corner and then pin it, you can create chaos, predictable opponent stuff. Just hammer that corner in, use your shield to pin it, sweep back, and then see
like
what's
what Josh
open or what you can feint.
Yep.
It's easier said than done, though.
It's easy to do on center grip.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do with strapped, I don't think. Because I've tried the elbow lead, and it's hard to get on people who are reasonably strong humans.
The other technique that you can use is throw a flat with the goal being that your forearm actually catches the corner of their shield. And then, like, with a loose hand, doing that over the top kind of slot shot underneath. You can make that happen from time to time. Those are always fun.
This is my buy fight with Eckhart.
Eckhart is so mean. Bringing this lumber out here for buy fights. I admire and respect it. I really do. I know some people will hear that and think that I shouldn't say that. I'm glad he did. Like, this is awesome. What a beast.
So he threw. I think I felt too comfortable right here, and I should have brought my guard down with my sword. He finds.
He gets you the leg here?
Yeah, leg right there, yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing I was told Felix this afterwards. I was practicing the slower close as opposed to like the jump at them close in preparation for Bellatrix. And I watched Felix do that sort of slightly slower entry where he's accelerating into with his shield fully covering. And I thought that was a really good way to do it, so I was practicing it.
What fight was this for you from a tournament management standpoint? Like, was this early or late in your pool?
Third or fourth fight, something like that.
You never should have let him swing anything like that near you.
Yeah.
You should have just let him kill you very generously and gone about your tournament. No, like, that's my opinion. If he's your first fight, I get it, but like, once you mathematically advance, you don't need to be giving him an opportunity to hit you somewhere like inside or your elbow or some freak shot that's going to mess you up. I know you're such a student that you're like, I'm not going to miss out on this. This is an opportunity for me to practice that thing that I want to, that you were just telling me about.
Yeah, that's on my brain.
If you do want some advice in terms of tournament minds, you should not let this guy. You have no advantage to fighting this fight, and every disadvantage in the world. Like, it's just a risk reward ratio, in my opinion, that you don't need to take.
Ooh, I didn't get the one.
And let me give you insight. Like, as someone who's gone the distance, like, if I see you doing this, that also gives me confidence to know that you're not in the best mindset. That you're not. I'm not here to entertain. I'm done. I'm done being nice. If I saw you walk up and rock paper scissors him and then walk away, I'd be like, okay, that guy wants to win the tournament, and maybe that's something you can balance too. You know what I mean? But if somebody like me sees that, that's going to be a confidence booster for me. So I'll be like, oh, you're not in the right mindset.
One of the things that's been working is right here. When someone enters and I need to make distance, I've been trying to push my implements forward more.
You're also moving your head back, which is what we were talking about with Lucian.
Yeah.
Because I don't see your arms extending. You might push them out a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
To close the gap, but I think that's perfect.
Yeah, he's looking for that, like, surprise me high, throw low.
He is a fun fight. I will say that. He is always a fun fight for me,
Yeah.
even when he wins. It's still usually a pretty good slugfest.
I noticed I could get him to trigger the cross block riposte to leg pretty consistently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Did I get that?
What happened there?
Let's find out.
I mean, no disrespect to him. It happens. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it didn't sink. It slid up a little.
You were aiming for the leg instead of aiming for the other leg. If you throw that shot aiming to hit his rearmost leg, it will stick through and puncture. But if you throw, that's a classic example of throwing to target instead of throwing through target.
Yep. I think you're right. Just a little off on that one. All right, I want to see the setup on that. Okay, interesting. I'm curious how I got my sword in play on that one. Okay, so he steps in trying to block. I disengage his shield essentially.
Oh, you just
There's a small little disengage.
Beautiful little
right in.
Trying to think of the parry number since he's left-handed. I guess it was 6. Just stick it in there. I don't know if he takes this. I could see it missing the neck.
He does not. It was from his end. It was not enough pop, too much push.
It's fine. I could see that too. You know what I mean?
That was the.
I mean, at full speed, it looked a little bit nasty, but that's why we don't do it on tape, and that's why we talk about it. So I'm sure there were a bunch of people that have never been in armor crying about bloody murder.
I am such a fan of and there's your full speed, of watching it all back, so you have a much better idea of what actually happened. Because some stuff I like, the feedback in my stick and in my brain isn't always going to be correct.
Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we think. If they're going to take it, they're not going to take it. I mean, not that it's good. I'm not trying to say in this instance he was wrong. He felt what he felt, and he talked about it. Y'all both left the field happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have no.
I still don't even know who won this fight. I got a good idea now.
Across the board, I am such a big fan of. From my end, it is just be good enough to strike again and not defend myself. That's a gist. Yeah. I don't even know how I got the leg. How did I get the fucking leg? Chat, welcome in. We're watching Atlantian Crown. Just kind of reviewing the footage as we go. If y'all have any fights you want to see again, let me know. Or any questions or anything.
Oh, I didn't need to see it. I heard it. Oh my God. Rewind that. I want to hear that again.
What was the...
Oh my God. That's the sound.
I can't tell what I did. Behind the marshal.
Threw the perfect wrap because I could hear it break the wind before it hit the flesh.
Okay. Let me give it a second. Let me rewind a little. All right, audio time. I'm pumping up the audio for myself.
God damn. Oh, God, what a sound. Oh, my God. Oh, that's one of my favorite. Like, that and skis on good snow are my 2 favorite sounds in the entire world. I didn't need to see it. I heard that made the sweet meat. Oh, my God. Ugh. Only good raps make that sound.
You know how you were talking about earlier? You have no issue staring someone down. Like you and I have stared off before, just like daring the flinch. When I got to this position, I was like, I'm gonna let him cook as long as I need to get.
Oh, I'd have been over by Kyriak. I'd have been getting a beer.
That's
if I get a guy legged, I let him sit. I let him sit. Especially Crown. But no, I mean you're doing the right thing by toying with him. You're just taller than I am, so it doesn't look. You can actually sit further back and get a beer and stab him at the same time.
I put my shield where I think he was going to strike, which is the offside to the leg, is my guess. Onside or offside to the leg. And generally speaking, just kind of saw what I could get. I figured he has to hold up his weapon, his implements, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and so if nothing else, time is on my side. I can kind of be relaxed and dork around and look for the opportunity to actually strike.
That's good, because like the biggest opinion that I think newer fighters, or at least cusp fighters, fall into, especially like a upper end on belts, is they think that like when they leg a guy that they're on some kind of shot clock.
Yeah,
like the Knights expect you to beat a leg guy in 15 seconds, where it's like, same thing about mentality. I'm like, dude, if you go over in the corner and have a mimosa for 5 minutes while that need guy sits there and contemplates his fate, I think that's sadly more knightly in a certain sense about how I approach Crown particularly. I'm not going to do that in like a in another tournament, but like 2 tournaments a year, I'm gonna let you sit.
Yep. I knew you were going to explode, right? That was a known, the known to do.
Nice follow up.
And I just wanted the overcommit. Exactly that.
Smart move throwing the wrap and following up. I think a year ago you would have just thrown the wrap and potentially gotten caught in the like the $1 million baby moment, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That's a quick crack. I felt good about that one.
Yeah, that's good.
The satisfying thwack of hitting a helmet, like with a nice amount of force.
Oh no, that leg shot. It's just, my God. I'd make that a ringtone if I could. Is that the cat? Oh, that is the cat. Okay, shutting the door. Good job, Omar. There you go. Out you go.
Welcome in, chat. Hello. Hi, Rowan. 100% agree with you on that mindset. If I lose because someone blew off one shot, it's on me to be good enough to land an undeniable shot. Yep, 100%.
I don't think anybody wins a crown in any kingdom without going through at least one missed shot.
Mm-hmm. Really, it's like the majority of tournaments is just likely going to run into a couple of shots that are missed.
It's part of the game.
Yep. And I assume no malice. It's all, I assume they missed or they need a higher calibration or whatever. It doesn't matter.
There's a time to talk about it, and it's on the field.
Do you see? Look at this.
From a malice standpoint.
I probe right here. I put my sword forward, and I see he does nothing.
Yeah.
He like slightly covers up his the thumb lead, and I just put that. I filed it away in my brain. I was like, okay, he's not responding to the inside line. He's only dealing with the thumb lead scare because I think he got hit by Damon not long before.
Oh, nice!
And so I was like, pump the high.
I know you're gonna try that shit on me. I gotta make a note.
Oh, 100%.
I gotta make a note on that and be like, oh no.
Yeah, the setup is like the same deal because he only blocked that thumb lead, right? That shield up.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna do it again, 100%. So I'm already stepping up and throwing the second in the slot that I know is gonna open up. And he's not the kind of person. He fights more Atlantean traditionally, where the implements don't touch. And so that is, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's slick. That's a slick move. That's a slick move.
This is David and Ripcracker, right?
Indeed.
Hey, chat, for those joining, we're watching some Atlantean Crown footage from this last weekend. How far did I get in Crown? I made it to either 5th or 6th, based on the format, which is what I have done so far in the last 5 Crowns I've participated in, which is 5 of 6 in the last 3 years. I'm very consistent, if nothing else. I was talking with some friends about maybe I have a subconscious psychological block of not actually wanting the job part of the job. Because in my head, it's a job. It's like
you invited the wrong guest to help you with that.
That's well, you know, it's just something that I was pondering while I was there. I was like, I wonder if there is something about that because, like, I feel very good. I like competing and I like winning, but there might be some.
The job is it's not that bad. I mean, I I'm gonna complain about it to a certain. It's a great opportunity, but it is a lot. It is there. It's a good thing we got a tournament that is this difficult to that you have to get through to get that because that job is way harder than this tournament.
Mm-hmm. This is a pretty good fight. The Lucian Regs.
See, Lucian keeps the same shield sword package no matter who he's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So he should be squaring up with an invisible fighter to Ragnar's left.
Yes, exactly. He's not good at.
He's too disciplined.
Yep.
And which is, I mean, that's a sign of a good student. I'm sure that, I mean, and maybe, shit, for all I know, Felix was like, whatever you do, this is the one thing. And you know, Felix told him to do one thing. He's just going to do that because he's a very good student. So, like, but at the same time, like, there's always knowing my early fencing coach was always like, look, these are the rules. Good ones follow the rules. The great ones know when to break them.
I have the exact opposite problem, which is I only read the person in front of me in the moment and then just have enough ego to believe I can hit everybody.
Oh no, I like to set them up. I mean, like he taught me to like. Yeah, that's a nice move.
Nice thumb lead out of Rags.
Yeah. Rags difficult nut to crack. That's tough puzzle. I don't know if I've done it yet. I mean, he beat me in the finals at Ymir. Not the last one, the one before last, because we all know what I was doing at Ymir. Making peerages.
This is peerage.
Pure Palooza.
Did you set some sort of record?
If I didn't, I don't know who did. Oh no, it's a little flat.
Was it okay?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's. What's his striking edge? Black.
Black. Yeah.
Maybe he turned it over. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But
no.
I do not like. Oh, good. All right, I was right. That might have been me calling it. Shit. It was pretty. Anytime you have to fully extend your elbow in a wrap, that's bad news. Not only is it a serious risk if anything happens to you while your elbow is extended and rotating, but it just bleeds all your power. I never throw my wraps without. I have a maximum amount of or a minimum amount of bend I want in my arm before I'll even commit.
I'm with you. I put like 10 degrees at like the most extended.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, because I want to flare up. I want to throw the elbow up a little bit at the end.
Yes, yeah, on the turnaround, exactly. The snap part when you close your fist,
just a little bit.
Yeah,
nothing to do any damage to my shoulder, but
no, you get that little bit of whip and pull.
Yep,
and that pull back in is what like that tip speed.
Yeah. Once I started to get a feel for that in the blade felt more like a whip. Like that that opened up so much of my offensive capabilities, especially against left-handers and two-stickers or funky weapons guys like Madus and shit like that.
Yep.
Jesus, God, he's like.
I think there's a logjam of crown winner level talents. The fact that you're consistently that deep just shows it's a matter of time. I hope so. I appreciate that. That's kind.
Yeah, you definitely got.
I'm young and healthy. I guess I'm young. I don't think I'm young. I'm. It's
not the years, it's the mileage.
I'm not young.
When did you start heavy fighting?
Oh,
what age?
4 years ago, roughly. Maybe going on.
I mean, I'm completely ignorant as to how old you actually are. I would say you are. Are you 40? You can't be 40s yet.
I'm 40 this year.
Maybe you are. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm not.
I know.
I
remember
young,
you told me at one point. I was
speaking.
like, no, but I mean, like compared to somebody who's been fighting for 16 years, the mileage and the bruising and the damage that gets done, especially with bad technique, like for SCA heavy fighting standards, like a 40-year-old that's already in incredibly physically good shape that like is his livelihood, right? You know what I mean to a certain extent, but like you're much younger than most, just in terms of practical age. If not, age is more than a number.
Yeah. Oh, certainly, absolutely. I mean, that's what youth is how well you move, more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. I agree.
Helga's out there grinding away. I like it.
Get barely into range, let him throw, then close. Let's see what she does. There, go, now. You gotta go there. You gotta go. Stay. Stay. Don't go. Stay. Yeah, when she closed, you got it. You got to stay in there.
Yeah, definitely. Lucian fighting.
Hello?
That's something that fighters at this
Whoa.
level, like that's what I preach, is making sure that they learn to get comfortable in that area, because you could just tell that she's not comfortable closing in on a leg guy.
Yeah, definitely. That is helm time.
She's been making good progress.
How's it going, John?
Good, how are y'all?
Greetings.
Yeah, good. I appreciate you streaming. I haven't watched that stream either. I plan on watching that tomorrow night or whenever we do the rapier one.
Good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
The technique needs work, but that was a very good idea. And the fact she got under the tip of the shield as far as she did was good.
I like that your GB pops up when you pop into Discord. That's great. Hey, Randall, you want a chibi?
Is that the animation thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll take one.
I think they're fun.
It's gotta be really bald and hairy shouldered.
You can bribe
Those are
Alex
cool.
for
Those
more
are
hair.
cool.
That's how that works, I think.
I like it.
Alex does a great job with them.
Good rap. John, I took a few legs in Crown. Feels pretty
You
good.
look nice.
Not just all thrust all day.
You didn't thrust the leg.
No thrust to the leg. Got more of the that inside disengage than anything else. By a lot.
Nice.
There you go. Yep, smart move. He moved the shield too. He didn't want to go for the arm, but she rolled, so he went with the punch. That was a good adjustment.
I was telling him he should do the thing where he steps, like he pivot steps off the front foot.
That's
to
what
open
I
up.
was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. So you occupy the space and then throw your pendulum, and then right at the last second you move your shield out of the
exactly.
way.
You turn your hips.
And yeah, it's nasty.
Who Marcus's knight.
Darath?
Darath, yes. Does it so well. Robert, right? That's
Yes,
his name.
dude, Robert. I keep waiting to find Robert at an event because I mean I think he's like officially like retired from fighting.
I've only
and I
ever
didn't
fought
have
him
the
one
balls
time at a 3-dog when I was
to ask
still
him like
early.
while he was fighting to be like, dude, he throws 3 shots that are just absolutely insane, and I've always wanted him to break them down because I've never seen anybody who throws them the way that he does.
His
pendulum
yeah.
pendulum is different. His head pump leg wrap is different, and then he does a variation on that, which is a head pump, leg pump, flat snap, and he just does that so smooth.
Is this Pool's Athos, Joss? I think it is.
Yes. Wait. Yes. This is the last pool because
toward the
like
end of
they
the
had
pools,
some
'cause that's when we all
ours
watched
was the
it, yeah.
longest, and they split them all up.
I thought only moved there recently, right?
Yeah.
He moved here a year ago.
A year
Okay,
ago?
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause he's from Montier, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
I've only met him like once briefly, but
Today was the first time I got
Honestly,
to fight him.
he was the first time I really got to hang out with him was when he went to snowshoe with us.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, because I was like, hey man, you snowboard? Come on up this trip.
Do you know where he's
Find
located?
out if he's cool.
Is he located like Virginia or Carolinas, or do you know?
He lives in Statesville or that area, Mooresville, near
Okay.
Lake Norman.
Okay.
And she is located, I believe. Somebody said Windmasters, but I thought she was up closer to Richmond. I could be dead wrong. It might be Raleigh.
Okay.
Yes, the prince and princess, shockingly, are not in a traditional relationship. But they both like are just SCA a SCA couple kind of the same way me and Wendy are.
Oh, hey, I'm here now.
Hello. I saw you there, and I figured you wanted to be drug up.
Yep. I can't see this other chat.
Hello. Yeah, Athos did I thought a good job. Like when we were fighting, I just in my head remembered we both had like immense respect for the explosivity of the other.
Yeah.
And so we played the measure game for a while, like just kind of testing kind of forward entry speed. And I distinctly remember putting some stick on him, but not quite enough. And that made me like a little kill hungry, which made me
I get it.
impatient.
oh yeah.
in working with him, I thought his mindset going into it was like he's just like his first and foremost is like if I don't die, I can't lose the tournament.
Yes, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move your feet.
No, those were nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Good blocks.
And there were some practice moments where he hit something along those numeric numbers, and I had to be like, nope, like that is not close to what you need to do. And he was like, really? And I was like, even if I'm telling you the truth, like I'm still gonna lie to you, just because like we need to get you to 11s and 12s.
Chat. I would like to direct your attention to the the right side of the screen, where Celestria and Lynette are hanging out, and I think they were looking for me in particular, and I was sitting here filming, and I think at some point they spot me. Let's see if I can find that moment. Oh, right there.
Oh,
Boom.
bingo. That's cute.
Well, she's like right there. He's sitting. Anyway.
And she's off.
And she's gone. Yeah. That was funny.
Oh, that's right. Lynette was your consort. Yeah, that's funny.
It was a very like I'm a little weird at Crown because I'm always filming. And so I spend like all my not fighting time like resting and filming. Like those two things. Like sitting, drinking, like hydrating, and then camera's constantly trying to roll.
You don't think the filming takes you out of it, like your headspace wise?
No, I don't feel like it does.
Oh.
Not
I
enough
just
that it
try to
matters.
ask a friend to film when I'm in a serious tournament I want to do well, and I try to ask someone else to do the filming so that I don't have to worry about it.
I would feel worse when it's like me trying to do filming where I
Look at this shot. Oh my god. Look at that. What a beautiful day it was.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. Also shout out to the other filmers. Thank you so much. Wong and Wilhelm both had the little GoPro type things, the Action 4s, which is what this cam is.
I will say, if you were looking for something to change between crowns, not filming would be one of them.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's a reasonable thing.
I think you should. I think it's worth trying. Let me put it that way. Maybe it helps you, but I can't. To me, the difference between me being locked in and not locked in, like is a difference. Like, if you see me at tournaments I finaled in, I'm cutting up with people in between fights. I mean, not crazy, but like I'm much more social. But if you had a camera on me, the one that I won, I didn't talk to any of you people. Which sucked because like Joss and Hathworth had like a 25-minute fight. I'm just sitting all in the corner, just pacing around, just waiting, just in stasis. I don't know if that makes sense, but
maybe I should try that.
I would suggest like staying locked in and focused on business is something that's worth a little bit more investment in. Because physically, I mean, like you can learn a few new techniques here and there, but I think like you're good enough to where mentality is just it's just so hard to say how much different it is.
When you ask, can you go over chat? When you're asking, can you go over last fight? Which one did you mean? The Eckhart fight here, or let me know. I'm happy to go back. For filming, I feel bad making anyone else do the filming, but I really like. I guess I shouldn't. I can just hand out the GoPros to people who are willing to take them and just be like, "Go nuts."
Oh, I think people enjoy film. I've loved filming. I mean, with my funky camera, I mean, obviously it's a little bit different, but even still, like I think you're overselling the idea that that's not fun.
Yeah,
I think people really enjoy
it's
that.
only in my head, right? Because I feel like I'm being a burden to somebody else.
No, as a support person, I really enjoy being able to film and have that be a great contribution that I can do. I know that I can. I'm providing support not only in the moment but also later when you're ready to learn from it.
Yeah, maybe that's the move. I'll give that a try next crown.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think you'd be surprised at how many people would want to help you film and would be like excited to help you film. You're
Chat,
kind of
if
a big
anyone
deal.
wants to film next crown, hit me up.
You're kind of a big deal, dude. You're growing in here.
I was gonna ask you, Boomy, if you wanted because I feel like live streaming from your account on my phone worked pretty well. I was gonna
Yeah.
see if maybe we want to do that again for Atlantian Crown's in about a month, and I was
Yeah.
gonna see if maybe I could get Marie to use my
That would
phone
be
to
dope.
live stream that crown.
Yeah, that was great.
Because the Ansi were in the official live stream is never good.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I don't know why it's always like Minecraft.
Yeah.
The one that you did up at Crown looked great. Like the resolution was just fine for the reception that you had.
That's great. Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I didn't ever look at it, but I asked Maggie to look at it when I first started, and she just pulled her phone out and she said it looked great. So we had almost 50 people watching too at one point.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Staffel's looking like a monster. Oh, whew.
He looked really good this tournament.
The
He made a
whole
very
set,
good case.
he was like dictating the fight, if that makes sense. The pressure, the shot selection, and a block riposte. The fact that he got that offside where his fist was above Daniel's head is kind of ridiculous considering their heights.
Daniel's like 6'2",
Yeah.
like
He's roughly my height.
in boots for sure.
Welcome in, new chatters. Thank you for hanging out. This is Atlantian Crown. We're here with Sir John and Count Randall.
Greetings. Nice shot.
Just watching fights.
I will say one thing: when you mark these, I would like, from a viewer standpoint, if you left just about a second more after the fights. I don't know if there's like you know more about editing than I do.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I've watched about your fights is I wish you gave me another second before it jumps right into the next one.
Oh yeah. I've been like hyper efficient of like fight to fight to fight.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I need to go through and mark as in time code them. That way it's way easier. To track.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the beginning, I've done it already to these groups.
I loved what you did before, and now that I've had to like edit like one video, I'm like, oh shit, this is the worst.
It's a tedious thing
Chat.
to do.
Stoffel was fighting a bronze. One of Abron's Squire. I don't know if they're new anymore. It's been a couple.
They're not new.
Years.
They both have os. I mean, they both have ospreys. They're accomplished. They're making good progress.
Yeah, I was like,
So-
both
so
Daniel and
beautiful.
Kujira have been working hard.
Oh,
Woo.
Who is Wilhelm fighting here? Is this
that is Speedball, or what he is. His name is Galfred.
Yeah, other
but
Galfred.
you will hear him called Dustin or Speedball more often than not.
Okay.
I don't think this was necessarily that great. I think his head got down a little bit.
It's
I
definitely
don't
a
know.
pop, right?
And I think the Suba maybe, or whatever that thing at the end is called, might have also like moved the head before the blade got there.
That's hard to tell. Yeah.
It is hard to tell. But they both left the field happy, so
Oh well, then
that's all I care about.
as long as they're happy, it doesn't really matter what we think.
When did Daniel get squired? Was that at your coronation, Randall?
I think so. Yeah. If memory says either that or War of the Wings, but I think it was my coronation.
There you go. Nice shot. That's a good opening.
We see that one again.
Yeah.
I agree with Randall. This skips too quick to the next fight.
Once those time codes are in, it'll be a lot easier. Hey, John, what's the hotkey to 10 seconds forward back?
Arrows.
Arrows, yeah, arrows do it.
I don't have arrows in my. You're talking about like the arrows
Keyboard.
on the right side of the
Yeah,
keyboard.
arrows. Yeah.
The cursors, yeah, the NES up, down, left,
Yeah.
right.
My computer or my keyboard does not have that.
Really?
I
That's
just have a
weird.
smaller keyboard.
Wait, your keyboard doesn't have
It
that?
does not.
Do you have like a gaming
My dude,
keyboard?
I do
where,
have a gaming-
where
I do have a
like,
gaming
is it
keyboard.
from
It only
North
has, like-
Korea? Like, where do you find a keyboard that doesn't have that?
It's a mouse keyboard. It just doesn't have that right panel with the numlock stuff and the arrows.
It does. I mean, I have both on mine. Like my numlock is this, but I also
Well,
have like
one
an
of
up,
us
down,
is a
left,
gamer.
right. That's but that's WASD.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's all
lost
good.
everything. Maybe I'll
Maybe you
hotkey
should
it
get
or
one
something.
just for YouTube hotkeys.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a separate one that's just those four. There's a little tiny little USB 4-key thing.
This would be the perfect time for me to get into the soundboard and start air horning to
Yeah.
show what features we do have and ones we don't.
Afshin and David. I didn't even watch all of. I didn't know Afshin's journey, but I was surprised they were out. Like I think at or before where I was.
I know one of the fights he had, he legged the opponent, and I don't remember who it was, and I was surprised to see that take him out.
How far did you get end up going in this tournament?
5th or 6th, one or the other, based depending on like it's kind of ambiguous
There you go.
because of the format. But It's one or the other.
Yeah, I understood. I heard who you lost to. I just didn't hear like when it happened.
Yeah. I won my first 2, including killing
Nice.
Joss and Blackhammer, and then
That was sick. That was
lost.
sick.
Yeah. I've been so good at that.
God dang, that was. He made the space there. How did he make the space?
Let's find out.
He steps left, so he's in a wider stance on the right side. Does he come back and throw? What happens here? I think he throws the flat, but his feet haven't moved yet.
He's patient.
He's foot back a little bit.
Yep.
He literally steps back, throws that. I guess it's kind of flat intentionally. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, now I see. Oh, David knows come too. It don't matter. Whack!
Oh yeah.
That was so loaded. You see the
nasty.
full bicep curl right here?
Dude.
That's a classic.
Nice slice through at the end too. A little bit of oomph.
So, can I ask a question
Yeah.
as somebody who doesn't really fight this style?
Yeah.
It feels like the guy in green was really, I don't know, cheating himself on the shots he was throwing. Like he wasn't throwing with intention, or he wasn't feeling it was getting there. Is that what you guys are seeing as well?
Y'all want to take this?
Yeah, Boomy.
Yeah, sure.
What?
I think okay. So, chat for those. When I look at the difference between an experienced and an inexperienced fighter, like experience in terms of like how comfortable they are in their terms of their flow. Like if you just watch David here, his last few actions don't look like they're very fluid, if that makes sense. As in, there's not much of a snap to the sword. The elbow is kind of stiff, and it looks like they're using more muscle to push the blade in, as opposed to allowing the weight of the blade to kind of fly around, where it's more like a flail, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so when you watch somebody who looks really comfortable with their shots, the blade is very fluid. It moves around. You can see their elbow moving up and down to guide. And it really is, like, I don't know. To me, it's a huge difference in terms of the movement. But yeah, I think you're right in picking up on it.
I think it's a technique issue. Going back to it, the bottom line is if you watch the first couple of minutes of the fight, everything he throws is with like Boom was saying, he's muscular. He's using his arms. So you can't fight like that unless you're in really, really good shape and not be gassed. So by the time he settles into some kind of groove and gets a feel for the fight and gets in the pocket, he's it's not cheating himself as much as he's just too tired to throw.
Okay.
And when you're tired like that, you're not throwing with enough power to believe in the first shot. So by the time the first one even comes close to landing, you're busy trying to throw the second one. Which is a common thing you'll see in flurries like that. Is guys that don't take the time to make sure that the first part of the combo can kill just as well as the second, unless you're fighting such a high level fight that you're not going to waste that juice on the first one because you know you're not going to one shot one of your opponents and it's just a setup.
We have a question. We have a question from chat.
That's a different level.
That says, being new, you tend to get a lot of advice. Most of the time, the advice doesn't stick, so you ask more people the same thing until it makes sense. And I was wondering if you guys could explain the concept of, quote, fighting your own fight. Anyone want to feel
I'll
it?
take that one for a second.
Yep.
Being new. It depends on where you're getting your advice from. I think the first thing a new fighter needs to realize is or abandon is the idea of a magic bullet. And I definitely wasted a lot of time looking for that bullet or thinking that one combo or one move or this thing will get you to the next level. And this game is about a process of continuously refining, failing, rebuilding, throwing things away that you never should have picked up in the first place. But you got to pick them up. You got to play with things before you know if you like. You got to try all the dishes before you know what you like and what you don't like. What's difficult is going to too many cooks. Like, so I would, if I were you, I don't know what kingdom are we talking about here? The guy that asked the question. Shaw.
Yeah, what kingdom are you from? We have
there's gonna be some delay
generally
in the Twitch
international
stream.
crowd or interkingdom crowd. Westy,
that's fine. So it's very simple, and I think that like the measured approach that I tell people is that I think skill levels are different. Like different fighters are going to be better at teaching versus fighting. I think a lot of times guys are drawn to learn from people that they see that are very good fighters. However, just because you're a very good fighter does not mean you are also a very good teacher. Those are two separate skill sets. And also, just because you're good at teaching a great fighter or making dukes doesn't mean you've got the communication skills or the patience to teach new fighters. So what I would do is look at your kingdom, figure out who the new fighters are that are like winning the novice tournaments, that are getting their AOA quickly, that are being baronial champion, that are making waves. Finding out who those guys are and figuring out who they're training with, right? And then seeking out the guys that are good at training new fighters if you're a new fighter. Figure out if they're there for you and they have the same effect on you, and then great. Then you found your first phase. And then as you move on, don't be afraid to like unsubscribe and or find a new dojo to supplement what you've already learned.
It's your boy Steiner.
Who? Which Steiner? Oh, well, fighting. Oh, so I was glad you've been in the chat. I was like, okay, cool. And to give it context, like, one of the reasons, I mean, like three of the last Crown finalists have come from my practice. I mean, two of them were me. But Athos was the other one. And we get a lot of guys that come in. Speedball came in. He was a finalist. Sorry. Like another finalist in one of my crowns. Because I finaled in 2, then Speedball did it, and then Athos. I mean, not that Athos is a regular, but and I just think we have a very good mix of my coaching style and Anton's coaching style, which we fill in the gaps that the other one lacks in terms of tutelage. But yeah, you don't need to have the same coach. It's like thinking that you would have like would you want to send your 6-year-old to learn basketball from Mike Krzyzewski? He's going to come back learning every curse word under the sun. You know what I mean? You send your 18-year-old to learn from Mike Krzyzewski. You don't send your 6-year-old. Same thing with our sport. Very rarely do we have coaches that take guys from the beginning to the end. I mean, maybe we do more than we should. So there's nothing wrong with segmenting it. And, for all our faults, my previous household, one of the reasons we were good is because we were very good at training new fighters. And that's something that I learned how to do very quickly. And because if you get a guy good quickly, he'll stick around. If you can avoid that frustration and give people the opportunity to, if you give yourself the opportunity to set a high standard, but you also give your two students the tools that it takes to reach that standard, those are the guys that never quit.
Look at this slip. Afshin throws his thumb lead, his jumping thumb lead wrap that he loves. He wants to blow up. Chat, for those who don't know, Count Afshin in the red and black on the left. He likes to enter with this explosive wrap thumb lead looking to target essentially the tricep of your sword hand if you're a righty. I don't know that it was the right move or the correct movement here, but if you watch Stoffel on the yellow, just full on slips that with a duck right here. Just doop, gone. You can see his
oh wow,
blade
he turned it over too.
Yeah,
holy shit.
The blade just didn't go really anywhere with any force. It just kind of like stopped.
Yeah.
And then Stoffel follows that up with an immediate riposte to the with a wrap to the body, which I think is so pretty.
Nate is like, if his wrist hadn't caught the edge of that shield, I think that would have been a telling blow.
It's so interesting to watch like this particular because they're both explosively fast humans.
Yes.
Oh,
actually that might have been flat.
Yeah.
And it went off the top.
It went off top, yeah.
That's just a difficult placement. Nice follow up though. God, he's so smooth on that follow up.
Yeah. Immediate to that wrap, shields in the right
to
place.
go from left side that deep all the way back as fast as he does to that leg is just nutty.
Sick fight. Did well. What else we got?
Ribcracker had himself a hell of a day, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Nice guy. He'd have been good. He'd been a good king.
Yeah. I've been long before I fought Armor. I've been would love to see Ripcracker and Lily have a chance.
It was so funny at Gulf Wars because he was so helpful to me during the rain, and like I knew he was getting a Pelican the next weekend, so like I kind of felt like such a douchebag not giving him any kind of award at golf. I was like, man, just wait a week. I really appreciate what you're doing. Just give me 6 days, my dude. Just give me 6. Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Took the thrust, I think.
It was low, he said. I thought it was a leg wrap. Oh, he took it. Okay.
I'm not certain. I think they're discussing it. Yep. Looks like concluded. Thrust was good. Ooh, Athos and...
Oh, yeah. I didn't see
these.
that. Oh, no, yeah.
Chat, for those who don't... I know a lot of you in here are like me, in that we're fight fans. Like, this is the armored version of UFC, is watching Crown tournaments. Especially if you know the people, you're like, ooh, I want to watch this matchup and that matchup. Which probably isn't great for my actual fighting mindset during Crown, but I'm definitely a fan and just like enjoying the fights.
The other thing is like that I think it's lost is that like once you get to the higher levels of this game, like I can sit there like that fight you and I had at WoW. Like we spent 3 minutes just moving feet, and that's like moving it 1 inch, 2 inches, like moving these tiny little adjustments. And when you can perceive the game on that level, it makes the higher end fights a lot less boring and a lot more like analytical.
Mm-hmm.
And you only get that level of precision, in my opinion, at most crowns. Like you sometimes get it at a major tournament, but a lot of times in the major tournaments, the higher level guys are not trying to be that good because they don't want to give away what they're working on for next crown if they're really contending.
Right. I've talked with a few people about this crown, and very specifically, like there's some people who really are about hiding book, like they don't want to let anybody know anything.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Whereas like maybe it's not the right philosophy, but I am such a I want everybody to know exactly how I practice. I put it all out there. People can judge it for themselves, and I can learn from it and be better. And maybe it's not the optimal to win crown in the moment strat, but
maybe the footage doesn't dissolve. You could just post it a week later.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like I post all my journey. I post all of my journey like immediately after. And
I'm sitting there like my thought process is at the point where I'm like, I need to go to this practice and give fake book. I need to go to this practice that I know is going to be recorded and show people all this stuff that I'm never going to use so that they might think that they've got it, and then like play the logic tree off of that. It's like, oh, well, they're going to be expecting this, which means I can think this and they'll be here and I can maybe do this.
Definitely not me. I am an open book.
That's some 5D chess.
Oh yeah. I mean, I grew up like with a fencing coach that was very big on, if your opponent pretends to give you an opening, pretend to take it. So there's just a lot of like feints and what's real and what's not. And I love that part of the game. It's one of the reasons I like fighting Boomy so much, is because like, especially fencers too. It's like that subtlety gets lost in this particular discipline more. But it's the most fun part to me. Is just like the tic-tac-toe, rock, paper, scissors permutations.
We have I'm with Sven on this one. Like we have a different philosophy for sure. Because I'm like, put it all out there, and if someone beats me up off of that video footage, then I can be better. It can be tailored or it can be scrapped and replaced with something better. And so I'm just always improving.
In the long run, it might lead. So in the long run, it might win out.
Yeah. I get
Who's Nikias Antius? Looks like they're reigning. In the chat, sorry. Not fighting a crown in a couple of weeks is going to be wild. I'm on my first reign. I'm not sure who this is.
Are you current and tier royalty? Question mark.
Sir Nick Lackerman. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't. No disrespect, I hope, was intended in the question. I was just like, oh, that's cool. We got more royal peers in here. Cool.
Current game.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Well, welcome, Your Majesty.
Oh. Bro, All right.
And congratulations.
I want to watch this one again.
I was just in on tier last weekend. I had the best pancakes I've ever had in my entire life there. It was lovely.
I don't like how Joss is so upright. When I watch Felix approach, Felix hides all of his body going sideways. If that makes, he like kind of almost tabletops his shield over his body.
Oh, I do the opposite.
Do you do what Joss does, which is a little bit more?
No. I have my entire sword hand out like a great sword, and I'm manipulating that tip and moving it and occupying that space and forcing you to commit. And then once you've made a move, then I'll put my shield where it needs to be. But I'm not just going to let you poke me for free. I'm not going to let you put your pole where you want it to be. I'm going to be constantly moving it, occupying space, and doing things to prevent thrusting, to prevent setups, and also to see if I can get a good bind. Because if I can get the thick part of my blade in a binding position and push yours down, and I can have the discipline to chase you down and hopefully like prevent your release before I can throw the wrap to the leg.
The stab, that was good.
That's pretty.
Nice shot.
Oh,
Look at how scenic this is. The clouds in the back and everything.
Oh man, that's a great shot.
Boop. Everything about this is like pretty camera setup wise. With the clouds.
Should screenshot that. That's ball. Oh, then the duck too. Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh, I think he took half. I can't tell. That might be blade.
half. Yeah.
Can't tell. No, that was blade. I think.
That's definitely halved. But it was late anyway. That thrust was in. And properly called. So good.
Ooh.
That's the worst part about doing video footage you haven't seen before. You're like, what a great show. Yeah. Well, maybe it slid.
Hey,
yeah.
I am okay with highlighting everything frame by frame because video tells, I think, probably the most honest version of the story.
I think video tells the most honest person to the story who's not egotistical, watching it for their own calibratory like regulation. Let me put it that way. Mm-hmm. I think video will tell a lot of lies to inexperienced people who want to pretend that they've been in a helmet and that they know every shot is good or bad or who's thick or whatnot. I hate that.
Right. Yeah, I agree that like there are some things that only in helmet can tell, regardless of the discipline.
What happened there? You got him?
Oh, I flat snapped as he tried offside, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. If only I had a keyboard with more keys.
I've been telling you this for years.
I'm going to make him a crown sword with cursor keys on the grip.
There you go.
And that's it. That's what's... I lied earlier about the magic bullet. We figured it out. It's Excalibur.
Yeah,
he's got to pull the sword out of a keyboard.
Whiffs the wrap.
Oh,
I think. Oh yeah. I think I see him stepping in right here. Like he's moving in a very obvious manner, at least in my brain in a moment, and so like I intercept his head with the flat snap. He's throwing an offside, I think, and so I'm slipping that while hitting him right here.
Yeah, nice.
Pop over the shield because I think it opened up a little bit. Yeah, you can see where I played.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, you got your shield. You got your sword like really in front of that. Inside that shield looks like.
No, that's killer, man.
New paint job on your shield looks nice too.
Thank you. I finally made a crown shield and then my other shields. And I don't think I'm going to bother to pretty them up. So it's like when I need to be pretty,
too.
I use the one.
I liked your tunic too.
Thank you. Did you know I sewed that myself?
I did not know that.
Oh,
you want a story?
Yeah.
That bottom, I was trying to fix up this tunic because I have a fighting tunic for armored. And I was like, oh, this thing's full of holes and I don't want to look that bad. And so I normally just hand sew my own stuff up, right? Like that's my normal life. But I looked at the trim, I was like, oh, there's so many holes in the bottom half because I wear that chest protector, so the upper half looks okay. And so I wanted to cover up with something. And so I looked at the trim, picked a couple colors, went to Walmart, bought some fabric, and then asked Alex to use her machine. And I learned when I was sewing on the dark blue part, the larger swath, I didn't know that I had to put the foot down. So I was telling Alex when she came home, I was like,
No.
"Oh, I can move the fabric everywhere. It's so crazy." And she was like, "No, you can't." And I showed her how I did it. She's like, "You can put the foot down, and that's how you get straighter lines." I'm like, "Oh."
Oh no.
Because I just like moved it. I just moved the cloth back and forth until like it had enough stitches to be good. And so you get to see.
my
Next time you
God.
see me, I can show you how like I just like clusterfucked the different panels together.
Oh,
But it
no.
worked.
And
It was
that
there.
really up the tension too. I can't believe it worked.
Yep, it
This
worked.
is the most boomy story I've ever heard.
And I cut the trim.
And see, this goes back to what I was talking about. Boomy needs a level 1 sewing coach. There's no point in him going
No.
to the tour right now. Like,
I spooled it up myself. I did. Yeah,
I'm
I
really
did spool it up
enjoying all
myself, so I
these
felt good.
kits. Like this current tournament list looks like everybody really like prepared for the day. Everybody looks really sharp.
it was a nice list.
Yeah, people bring out their good stuff for sure.
Mhm.
Ooh, I like this fight. It's a fun one. Different angle. Maybe I get to see how the leg shots happened.
Yeah. Give a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, that one scene.
That was. Oh yeah. I remember this now.
Oh yeah, with the shove. It's interesting to watch the same thing just from a different angle. Like it changes kind of some of the perspectives on the interaction.
She's saying no pop on that thrust, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's exactly what it is. He was like, too much push, not enough
that's
pop.
what it. That's what it looked like
Ooh.
to me.
This is the thwack that Randall liked. I didn't get to see this leg shot earlier. But Randall heard it and was like, I love the sound of this one.
I get to hear it again.
Pwap.
Turn the audio up.
Yeah,
He will. He knows. He knows what's happening. Oh my God! It sounded so beautiful. God damn.
Hopefully y'all heard that chat.
Yeah.
I didn't. I could hear. I'd like to hear that one more.
Since we have a couple of royal
don't
and high level fighters in here, do y'all agree that you should let somebody? Because Randall and I are on kind of the boat of like once you take a leg, you can spend time cooking them. Just let them kind of have to hold their implements up. You're in no rush if you stay out of range, and just take your time until you find the moment that you want to actually enter. I don't know if that's inefficient.
Can I clarify something? That mine
yeah.
is more about mental than physical. I don't want them to get tired. I want them to realize that they just lost the fight and they don't know it yet. I want them to convince themselves they've lost.
The mental suffering.
Because that's half the work in Crown is convincing the other guy he's already lost the tournament. So I just why should I do that when he'll do it to himself?
Wilhelm, move your finger.
I don't see any reason to rush it. If you don't need to.
That's how I feel. That's how I felt about this one. I was like, I'm not going to overextend. No. I'm just going to put my shield where my leg is. Just kind of let him cook for a little bit until I find some opportunity, or he overextends.
Well, right now, every shot you're taking is free, right? You're not really paying much of a price to do it.
I just kind of want to see what his interaction was to like react.
Mm-hmm.
Just probing for
I also think fencing people on the ground like this, if you have good point work, like so many people just don't know how to block their face when they're legged.
Because I normally do the tap offside to enter.
10 years ago, Sean flew out to Atlantia, and we did this practice and videotaped it. Then we went back to Bryce's house and did what we're kind of doing here before Discord even existed, and just did it in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a fight where Amos was fighting a guy, and we've been breaking down video and showing stuff, and like Amos fought the guy, and then I was like, everyone stop the video, put it in slow motion. And I had everybody focus on what I called the walk of disdain. And I was like, this is exactly what you do when you leg a guy. You just disdainfully, you just disregard his entire existence. Walk away, turn your back on him, walk away, get a margarita, come back when you're ready. So that's where I learned how to do that stuff. And he was just like, yeah, you leg a guy, man, let him sit. And it's good as some of the good advice I got from that individual.
I was just seeing what. Yeah, I took this opportunity to enter because after he committed, he was like, I felt like he was offensively not really able to
He
do
can't
anything
hit
in
you
that
from
moment.
anything in that spot.
Yep.
With a sword parallel to the ground, there's no way he's going to be. The only thing he can hit you with is a leg wrap, and your shield is covering it. You can fire for free. Anything else is going to be a touch. Yep. Slot.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, that was sick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. John, one of the questions I posed, and this is for you too, chat. If y'all are watching me fight and you have what you think between now and 6 months from now, I should like one thing to fix, like that with the best return on my investment. Let me know. Sven was talking about what he does. I smothered and beat them up. Holy, I watched your set where you what's that tournament recently that we watched?
The Prince's. It was like King's Champion, but it wasn't quite King's Champion. It was a Coronation tournament.
Coronation tournament, yeah, that one. That was fun.
It's been one, yeah. No, it's very Onstewarns tend to almost always do the smother on the ground. I think that's very common.
Like shove and take space kind of thing.
I tend to. I will try to just stab someone in the face when I like them, and if they look like they know how to block that, then I go to the smother.
I am 6'4", short-handed, wide and stance. Sven, I gotta tell you, every time I fight armored, I hear your voice in my head of like, "Hey, narrow up your stance." Like I intentionally try to like.
He'd probably tell you that too.
It's just in my head.
Unless he thinks you're not doing that, but that's his other most common.
So just so you know, I hear it, and I just have to implement it more often because sometimes I get into like fencing mode and get a little bit long.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, man.
That was a good stab.
Yeah. I probed earlier in the fight, and he just didn't move. Lucian didn't move.
Yeah.
And so this one was all right. The threatened thumb lead, get the shield reaction, disengage, and just pop right through.
He definitely thought. I think he thought you were going to throw like a flat snap. I think
100%. He would have to block the onside threat.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good stab, even by your standard, I think.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I felt pretty clean. We'll watch a bunch of these. Ooh, Kujira and Golfred.
Oh yeah.
How'd Golfred do in Crown?
Not great.
About same. I'd say. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but like same mental just blocks.
Yeah.
He's got the tools. He's just got to believe. I mean, same thing with Lewis. That's a lot of these Sunbelts, man. The first one of these, we got about 5 or 6 Sunbelts on a collision course. First one of them actually figures out how to believe in themselves and fight like it. It'll be, and watch the other 5 hitch their wagon. That's what's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 6'8".
I am also not 6'8", by the way. I'm kidding. I was joking.
Yeah, only 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have said like whatever our president listed as his stats. I'm 6'5", 205, ripped.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
Perfect test.
Cool story.
The West doesn't have a lot of tall fighters. There are a handful I can pick out. I thought West was a
It's because of Uther.
Okay.
Yeah. In my head, you just have 7 memories of Uther being the best.
In my head, West fighters are like, you get the smaller center grip, like it's not as big as we use culturally, typically, and then it's a faster, more mobile game, and it's a lot of in my head taller folks, but I mean that's just what's in my head. I don't know if it's true.
I feel like it's on tiers definitely like that. Maybe the West.
Maybe we watch a West tournament that look kind of like that.
Forman's not that tall. Klaus wasn't that tall. I can't remember who else they've had recently.
Kujira and Barry. Oh, they're still going. Still going. There we go.
King of the East is a giant guy right now.
Oh, Ryoku, yeah, he's big. Yeah. I think that's That's Ryu something.
Ryu, I think.
Ryu. Yes, Ryu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's big. He's a big
boy.
That
boy got no shortage of shortness. He's or so tallness. He tall.
Oh, I never watched this one. The Hugh Damon fight.
King of the Mid's pretty tall too. I think Casey's got a few inches on me. And I think he's in Sven's crew, right? Current King of the Mid. He's one of those guys.
Winfang's actually who got Sven to join the SCA, I think.
What? That piece? Oh my!
I think Sven's in chat. He can confirm.
We could have all been so much better. Think of what that guy did to our ignorant Dunning-Kruger effect. If Sven had never imagine a timeline where Sven's just never in the SCA. Imagine how many people would actually think they're good at this game.
Lots of bruised legs and ribs.
Whew. I was wondering if that was low, and the answer is very, very low. We say inch above the knee, not below the knee.
I've got 360 footage of this one too. This is one of the links that I sent you.
Cool. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was sick. Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure we're in the post pools for sure. They've opened up the field, so we're seeing some weird matchups now.
Yeah, you can see the tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good death too, Harold. Nice work.
I like Luke shooting.
And by the way, Sven, I'm glad you're in the SCA, even if it makes me feel like I'm a terrible fighter for the rest of my life. I've enjoyed our friendship, so don't take that the wrong way. Nice!
Did he take heat off of that or something? What happened?
Did he get a little bit of stick on it?
I'm trying to watch it. I don't think so. Maybe.
A little bit, yeah. You can see there's it just enough, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely a head scratcher. You know what Damon thought about it too. So Damon's wondering why it didn't. If he's not going to take it, he's wondering why.
There it is. Got the call.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty short stemmed.
Yeah. That's the thing I like about short stem. It don't matter if you get a little bit of stick on it. You just power through it. Unless they reset it. Was it double?
No. This is a different vantage point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where you got all that power in the hand. Or the weight in the hand.
I think he's got I don't know if he uses knockoffs or real Bedfords. But yeah, the real ones will make a shot like that. No, Lucian would be using real ones.
He's using real ones.
Maybe.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, definitely.
I need to steal one of them and replace him with a knockoff and see if he notices. Just for his own tutelage.
Oh, I see.
Be a very generous thing for me to do.
You see how right here Lucian's he's doing the Felix thing, which is putting the back of his sword against the shield, pushing some weight down. I think it's smart. And then pump it. Yeah. And then pumping that through.
Oh, yes. That is. Yeah. That's just a super short pump, too. I would expect a much longer pump fire ratio. So that little bit, just that was well reaction. Done. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. He touched the slot
good
close.
God.
Yeah.
Nice shot, man. Maybe it catches the clip top. Maybe it catches a tiny bit of the shield, honestly, going through. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I was.
I mean, Damon takes it, but you could tell something must have clipped it a little bit for it to be. If he'd have hit that clean on straight on, I find it hard to believe it.
Yeah, that should be like a
You would
ton
have
of
had to
power
think
coming
about
through.
it.
Even on a broomed light stick. That's so end of stick. This was the post pools version, right? This is not the pools version. You remember this fight, Randall?
Yep.
Was this post pools?
I think. Oof, that's a good. That I don't know because I think they did 2,
Okay, so this is probably.
and I think I was on both of them. But
Someone calls my name to go. Stop filming.
I think this is the pools, though. I really do.
I might have.
Because if they cross the white line and we're not stopping them, then it's pools.
Yeah, I was like, I don't specifically remember. All right, then we're skipping this. They have a very long fight.
They do.
Christ,
They
that's a
have
long fight. Jesus, still going. A quarter of this fucking video. All right. Oh yeah, the rain started coming down again.
Mm-hmm.
I told both Wong.
This is the
and
fight
Wong.
action. This is the upset that I did not see coming, if memory serves.
Spoilers, man.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
By that I meant I expected like Barry's going to mop the floor with action, right? Shut up. Am I in the Discord or am I in the? Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah, you're in.
No, the Twitch is a few seconds behind. So
Yeah. I pull up a video in Discord so you can watch it on time.
yeah, and I appreciate it. Sometimes I get mixed up because I'm trying to look at the chat. I wish there was a way Discord would pick up the Discord, the Twitch chat, and somehow add it to this channel. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that would be convenient.
There might be a way to do it. I can look into it.
That way, I could be insulted
But in real time.
when I play video games. You make sure you can stay completely up to date with being a noob. Yeah, he's got to take a little. He's got to take a little bit of a step when he throws that body shot to clear the angle.
I think so. Because otherwise it's too linear.
Yeah. No, he slid. Good call.
Yeah.
That's slid. Yeah.
Yep. That's a good call.
Good job, Ash. That's nice, Ash. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Justin.
Good
Yeah.
timing on that.
I feel like.
I'll say it. He was playing with his food.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I was just thinking. I feel like Ashton kind of.
He's playing with his
Kind
food.
of dorked around a little too much. In measure, specifically.
Two services pull is a hard fight.
Yes.
I was just thinking that. I was going to ask that question about like, do you feel like that's an impossible fight, or you think that that's just really, really hard?
You stick on pole?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was zoned out.
Yeah,
specifically.
that's the question.
Depends on the two sticker. Depends on the pole. I will say one of the most one-sided fights I ever saw in my life was an Atlantian Crown where a two-sticker fought a pole marksman, and I still have nightmares about that because Ragnar beat the holy hell out of that poor man.
Oh, I know
He beat
I
the
know the-
shit out of that guy.
I know the fight you're talking about.
Yes. You want to hear that sound I
Exactly.
was talking about, Boomy? You want to hear it like
What? Is that footage out there? Someone hit me the link.
he had it problems with that. Sorry, I don't mean to say like I just like based on the fight. I don't know.
No, I love watching.
Yeah. No, there was some.
That's all about the game, baby. You got to you want talk. You want talk. There's venues, baby.
Ragnar is not your average two-sworder by any means. Though.
Ragnar's not your average
Jaylee-
human being.
Yeah, Jaylee's a little unto his own world for sure. I gotta say, I like crown over crown. I feel much better against Josh, just in general. Like I've learned to fight him.
You get him with that.
With
With
yeah, same shot that I hit Lucian with.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
The probe. It's the probe. Get the shield. Get the disengage.
I think he reaches with the shield too much.
Yep, he reached so hard with the shield and just essentially ran himself into the blade. I just put it there.
The stop thrust works every time.
Yeah, that's a slick move, man.
Thanks.
I know you're going to catch me with it at some point. I'm going to have to hear about it.
I thought we get you back from WoW because the last
I know,
last time
baby.
we
I
fought,
know.
I was like, I remember now I put that into my repertoire. Like I've rehearsed that shot that you threw at me. I'm like, okay, I know how to do it now.
It's a good one, man.
It's a good one. The tap
And
and
I
go.
can tell you've been working it, especially the slot part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to keep the hand forward on the offside so that you can sink it past the gap on the onside.
Yeah, this is round 2 post pools. The first one was against Joss. This is number 2 against.
Are you undefeated at
Blackhammer.
this point?
Yeah.
Nice.
I guess Sans buy. Technically, the buy killed me,
Ah.
which was the.
Well, no, I mean, like it resets on the 16
Yes,
round.
yes.
So
This is round 2 of 16.
you're in the winners.
I'm
You're in the
undefeated
winners list.
thus far. I'm trying to bait that wrap so I can wrap on top and blow up the arm elbow.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was gonna. I was like, as soon as he started hunting me down, I was like, I gotta go lateral, and keep circling.
He's not usually this tired. He might have been having allergies or something. I don't know. He's usually more he's usually sharper in his aggression is the way. Oh, nice shot. Yeah. Good for him to ask.
Yeah, this is my 3rd fight with Athos. This is a fun fight. Motherfucker would not move that right hand for anything. Nothing. I don't know what you told him.
Told him not to move his right hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
He refused. I pumped so much.
I
Like,
never didn't tell
he
him
just
anything.
he only moved his feet. He was like, I'm just going to step away from you. I don't want to risk getting popped in the face.
He hated. I mean, I hated, but like when we were practicing together, he's like, "Man, you're one of the few people that runs away as much as I do." I was like, "God, it sucks, doesn't it? It's it's the worst." Hate. I'm such a scurrier.
Yeah, that's the one I got thrust to neck, just not enough on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a touch. That unfortunately set off the triggered the blood hungry, the bloodthirsty in my brain. I think because there's that one in one leg that I think I got through just in the stick. Oh, that's Anton telling us to use the whole field. Yeah, I try to match measure, and then I do the replacement step that John does a ton. Learned it from him. It's you, John.
I mean, learned it kind of from Lachlan / Don Brendan or Master Brendan, I guess.
There you
When
go.
you say replacement step, what do you mean by that? Do you mind breaking down that concept?
Yeah, it's sort of a skip backwards. So you kind of, I think of it as I'm kind of kicking my back leg out of the way with my front leg.
Okay. Like a
And it
reverse
kinda-
shuffle.
Yeah, what I just did
Yeah.
right there.
And it loads up. You can actually throw a really hard shot off of it.
Yeah.
So this is so right here, a replacement step looks like this: pushing off that front, putting my front where my back is roughly, depending on how far I need to go back, and then landing in a square stance.
Yep. Okay.
I didn't like what's happening. I think they were tugging my leg, so I'm leaving now.
If I don't like what's going on, leaving is usually the first priority.
Mm-hmm. Defend yourself on the way out. Those two things.
God, he is patient, man.
Yeah, you see how that right basket just doesn't move.
Nope. That's discipline.
That's very disciplined, considering I can get most people to out of place.
I maybe if you'd put more tip in his wheelhouse, I guess you're not really threatening with the tip as much.
Yeah.
And when I definitely tried to fight him a couple of different ways, and I found that I was able to get a little bit more say so in the fight if I threatened that line, not necessarily like to the point where it extends, like, or puts me in a disadvantage, but just putting it there to think about.
Sven, yeah, you and Jaylee occasionally will paw that right sword toward mine, like looking for the right to right capture, and then explode with the left. And that's usually what I cue off of to disengage and find a face. But he was not doing that paw. Ooh, did I catch a leg on that?
Stoffel, sorry to answer questions in chat. Stoffel does not fight with Anton or David. He fights up in Black Diamond, mostly with that. I cannot remember the color of the dragon, but it's either red dragon or black dragon or yellow dragon or something like that. That household. That's kind of in also Ethelmark. I think it's black dragon.
It's black dragon, yeah.
Okay, thank you. They have so much yellow. I'm always like skeptical of myself.
There's so much just measure, control, posturing, testing, trying to lie.
For those of you in the Discord, you may have missed the advertisement for Keratin replacing Pantene facial moisturizer. It is 20% off. Just don't want anybody who's doing the dirty work here not to be able to take advantage of these fine products Twitch is selling us.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I mean, add it to your routine. See what happens.
Mm-hmm.
He blocked several of those, but I got through a couple of them. But they was so at the end of range, like last inch of stick.
Ooh, that was close.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I put the
That's
stick
the
on
right
him a few
idea.
times.
That's the right idea.
And then got a little hungry toward the end. It was a fun fight. First time we crossed blades.
Yeah. I'm glad we have somebody from this school local
definitely.
now. Oh!
Yeah.
The belief in your lady is all you need, fighters at home. Never forget. As long as she believes. Or he, whatever. Or, if you have a non-binary consort, that's fine too.
Yeah, his offside caught. Ooh, different.
So this is a different angle of the same fight, or?
Yeah, different angle, same fight. I do want to see some of the just some of the thrust and leg attempts from a different angle. This one was
Why did I record
for me
this? I
my
should have
most
been
fun.
recording this.
My most fun fight. It was like very memorable because I've never fought him before, and I felt comfortable. Generally speaking, I've had more reps than I think a lot of folks in Kingdom with the herd style.
That's probably true. Yeah.
So I didn't feel particularly uncomfortable. But it's always like, a little bit of communication as you're fighting a new opponent.
Well, that was close, I think.
Hey, good job of. That's the replacements that we watched in the other direction.
When we were first going back and forth at practice, one of the fun things was trying to disengage his sword shots, to in that thrusting game, to see if I could get his hand to move one way and what I could work off of it.
Yeah. That right hand discipline really, for me, was harder to deal with. I did think about going body, which I probably should have thrown at least one, but it's all me.
Yeah, slow percentage shot.
Yeah. I felt like if I didn't stick it, if it
upwards
slid at all,
is tough. Yeah.
That would get me killed. And this is my last fight against Rags. Second fight against Rags. Let's see if I can. Here we go. I love the rain. It looks nice.
It does.
I was telling Felix after, I could feel less comfortable doing those quick lateral footsteps.
What kind of footwear? What kind of spikes do you have on your feet?
I didn't, so Felix gave me a pair of shoes immediately.
Indoor soccer cleats.
He gave me exactly that. Yep, the softer end.
Indoor soccer cleats are
happening?
the ideal footwear. And the good thing about them is you can wear them at Penzik too. Like they're just like when I switched to covered modern indoor soccer cleats, my Penziks got so much nicer.
Yeah, he gave me that. He was like, "This is what I think would fix your fight with Rags."
That was close. What happened there? Go back to that wrap.
Yeah.
You might. Oh, I see. Okay. I see one problem. I'll say it in a second.
I think this is a wrap.
Okay, elbow's a little out. It's fine. Do you think does your demi gauntlet ever choke you up, man? Because I noticed it's on the outside of your guard hilt. Is that where it's supposed to sit?
Yep. It's super loose.
Okay, we've talked about that before.
It's extremely
that's
loose.
one of my things that I'm like, that could be a big problem.
I needed to put on, in this fight, I needed to put on better footwear. I felt myself kind of move. It's like sliding more than I wanted to. And so got taken out.
Now that can be jarring.
But is what it is. I learned for next time.
God, Wilhelm looking thick as hell in that fight, right? Am I right here?
This is so good. Stoffel and their fight is.
They're banging, dude. They're going at it. I love it.
Oh, got the thrust.
Oh,
okay. That's what got him.
Oh wow.
That's Ashton lost both of his fights from a guy that was legged. That's interesting.
Yeah, the Stoffel Afshin is pretty wild. Yeah, chat. I wear typically like server shoes, like the Skechers that they use in kitchens, which serves fine in general for SEA purposes. It's just a black shoe. It's comfortable. I can buy pairs in bulk. They're always the same thing, so it feels good generally speaking. But for rain, especially where it gets a little bit muddy, I start to slide more. I heard tell of this fight. Stoffel's doing a good job of keeping pressure. Woo! It's like shoving in there.
One of them is going to get tired eventually.
I think Stoffel, going back to it technique wise, was pulling his elbow back instead of leaving it in tight, and he was trying to pull his elbow back to get that turn up on the thumb. You know how we were talking about your bent elbow.
Yeah.
Like if he'd have kept his elbow in and like lifted his elbow up a little bit to get that snap instead of pulling it back, he wouldn't have choked up the power, and he would have had a few more inches to generate the lateral movement necessary to get that oomph.
Yep. I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
Instead of like it's Stoffel's throwing as if he were punching forward as opposed to a closer target, which
it's an older technique where a lot of guys used to pull. They used to yank the right side of their face, their body back to generate that snap, and it's just not. It's suboptimal. You can do it other ways that don't destroy your shoulder as long as your elbow is not above your shoulder when you're doing it.
It's like in my case, I'll change it for going deeper and just touching the middle of their back. That's also fine. Or do it with your hips, step out. We talked about that earlier for Lucian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's many different ways to make that thing work.
Oh, you skipped my favorite part.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. All right.
No, you're fine. My favorite part is when Anton says, Ribcracker, are you prepared? And Ribcracker's like, yes. Count out those. Are you prepared?
Silence.
Yes. I was like, all right, hell yeah. Let the games begin, baby. Nice move.
I felt like Athos learned Ribcracker really fast. From pass 1 to pass 2. Or even like interaction to interaction.
Curious to see this angle because I've only seen mine. Because I think in this fight, Ribcracker goes for like a chest thrust, but against that leather armor wet.
Yeah,
it just sticks, but then slides at the end. Like that's why it's just a low percentage shot in general to lead with.
That's also why I didn't throw it.
Yep.
In our interchange. On hindsight,
you got wet duct tape on your tip and a wet piece of like hardened leather. So Athos is genius for always having an 8-pack. Like that's brilliant. Like,
there's the right to right entry. What's he
and he's pushing off with his back leg as soon as he feels the contact.
Yeah.
But even still, like that's a tough shot to land in the center of the chest, going upwards.
Yeah.
That's gonna be difficult to stick.
Yeah, he caught the wrap on the body. Yeah, that makes sense. Athos definitely has more experience against two swords as well. Yeah. I felt like he read Rags way better second pass. Mm-hmm. Just knew what was going to happen.
Yep. Kudos to Ragnar for selling it and giving us a good finals.
Yeah.
Making it clean.
Can we see? Look at it from your chat. This is Randall's fancy 360 cam.
Oh wow, yeah.
Where we can like turn this around and look at different things.
See, the first bit's me walking around them. So if you want to go forward, that's fine. And they're doing the intros and all that stuff.
Perfect. This is that's what we want.
Yeah, that's the money shot right there. My bald ass fucking head. My favorite weapons form.
Okay. There we go.
You got to use the arrow keys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You
got to use those crucial arrow keys.
This is crazy. So you just like put it up there on a stick and it records all around you, and then you can just.
Yep, it's two lenses that both go over 180. They go to about 270.
You know, DJI is coming out with their version of the 360 cam this year.
I bet everybody's going to be. I mean, like these things are so cool. I think a lot of people. I think they're going to get a lot more popular.
Yep. It's cool.
I mostly got it for skiing, but It's been fun to play with since there's no snow
Sad.
here. Yes, very sad. Always sad.
I mean, there's never snow here in Texas, but you know,
That is, well, never say never. Didn't y'all have that one freak thing?
Yeah.
where
Oh my God, it was
we don't talk
awful.
about
Lost
that.
power.
You get the fireplace that you're like, oh.
I guess this is that what this is for?
But you do get some really cool angles with this.
It's got inverted controls, which is kind of throwing me off.
Yeah. What's fun is if you edit it on your phone, you can actually it uses the gyroscope in the phone to you can just kind of walk around and be where you want to be and point the camera to direct.
We watch this in VR, right?
I can't wait for that, man. Just a field of these things.
Ooh, that's cool looking from up here.
Oh my gosh, him tossing his swords.
The double sword toss into the Eckhart, let me pick up all your shit, is just so choice.
Oh yeah.
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 Nailed it. I thought he was going to his concert. No, he was just taking a lap.
Yeah, let all those feelings out.
No, you have. I mean, dude, there's no. I mean, like, I always felt like I was worried about the optics when I won because I was just so tired that I just dropped everything and turned away, and I was always worried that it looked like I was being disrespectful to the opponent. But I was just so fucking
Right.
just exhausted. You just like once it happens, it just hits, and you do what you got to do. Like you don't have any control over how you react. I mean, maybe on your fourth one. I mean, I'm sure Duke spends like, yeah, of course.
Pull that chair, sits down.
Yeah, he planned the
has a shot of IV.
The pop up dance video things like.
A flash.
That's right, the flash mob, the forearm flash mob.
Oh yeah, exactly. Everybody's out there with the forearms out. I can't do the thing y'all do. I don't have
That's the move, I think.
Wait, he did that the last time he won? Oh, weak reruns. Yeah, come on, baby. Where's the remix?
Bring it back for better.
Oh God, the guy he beat in finals is here too. He's like, yeah, I had a really good view of that.
All that rainy final. Yeah. Your Randall's crown and this one, rainy crowns, was all right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, covered cleats are the way.
Covered cleats are the way. I think I'm going to try that out.
Are the way. It's good.
I will work on that for next rainy crown, which seems to be
absolute game changer.
Chat,
especially for somebody that does foot stuff that we do. That's toe oriented.
No. That does foot stuff. End sentence.
Sorry, I guess that's what we were saying. Yeah, it's fine. Join us for tomorrow's stream where we do foot stuff.
Yeah.
You have a whole
it's
foot
paywalled.
stuff video, Boomy.
Feeties.
It's true, actually. Yeah.
True. It's not wrong. Are there cleats that have ankle support? I think that exists, but they're not common. Usually, cleats tend to be.
I think if you really needed that, I think you'd be better off buying a wrestling shoe and taking it to a cobbler to attach like a Vibram or something like that.
I think there are football cleats that have a little bit of ankle support in them.
You don't want to use football or baseball cleats ever. The spikes are too long.
Yeah, they actually stick too hard. They stick too much.
They will stick too hard, and more that baseball and football cleats have ended a lot of careers.
No, I don't do that. I've tried that before. Your knee
gets twisted. It's an ACL. It's an MCL. It's just that juice is not worth the squeeze. You're better off slipping and falling and losing crown than fighting something like that. It's gonna get stuck.
I want
and wreck you.
I want that in between, which is why that pair that Felix handed me, that indoor soccer one.
Indoor soccer cleats. Yep. I swear by them.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna try that.
They're $30. So you can get them at the sale for like $30-$40 too, and just put some leather on them. Good times.
Someday we'll hopefully take down a crown. But Saturday was not the day, which is all right. Randall, anything else for the good people of the internet?
No, thanks for joining us, everybody. It was fun to catch up and talk. I normally prefer to be a little bit more analytical, but I'd never seen the footage. Like usually I've already seen a lot of the footage or like fought in the tournament.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've marshaled one and also tried to film it, so I didn't have as much like insight coming in. But I hope everybody had fun. I certainly have. I mean, shit, we've been here for 2 hours, and I'm just now looking at the time, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just chilling and watching. It's to me it's like watching any other sport fight, combat sport. It's just sitting there enjoying it. a little bit of analysis, but not really like a breakdown. Okay, so chat, if you could answer this, I'm gonna go ask Randall and John. What is one thing you would do, or you would tell me to do, to have a good return on my investment for getting close to winning crown? Randall, go.
All right. I've said this before. I think your style has reached a bit of a plateau. I think you are making a lot of adjustments. The slots in particular, that shuffle thrust is our new tools. So to the extent that you can continue to do that stuff, that's fine. But I still think I would like to see you with, like, honestly, after watching this crown, I'd honestly want to see you with a Duke Sean style heater. But I think a heater style that forces you to fight more of a boxer stance is going to unlock those next offensive threats that you'll find out more about what you don't have that you want, or like figure out if it's something that you just need to like never pick up again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is the intent to have to be in A range? Is that the goal?
A little bit. You're doing better about that. You have grown a lot in that. I will say that. No doubt. But I just think besides the A range stuff, it'll also give you a mindset and a better understanding of what guys that my style are trying to do.
Okay.
Right? If you've never fought with a heater before, fighting with one, you'd be like, oh shit, this is what they have to do, or they have to, you know what I mean? If that makes sense, like I think it'll let you know more of the gaps that we have, and will force you to be uncomfortable.
Okay.
Which is what I think it takes to grow.
Legit. John.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with that. I was thinking about you were talking about getting a rectangle shield, right? Like a center.
I haven't. It's been made. I've been using it.
I think that I think that would be the heater is an interesting idea, but I think that shield. I think the top corners, especially. Well, really the three. Actually, it's all corners, I guess. Having corners on your shield, I think.
you walk
trying to think
all
about like
around
each corner is important for a different block, but
Uh-huh.
I think corners is limiting. The lack of corners is limiting you.
Okay. Yeah, I got my rectangle that's essentially my shield, just with the corners left on.
I think that actually could make a big difference.
Okay. That's legit. I'll give it a try. I'll give it a whirl. Chat. Let's see. Sven says, more corners to your shield. Your stance is too long to kill top end guys consistently. Leaned over too much. Not enough power from that frame and posture in general. Okay. That's legit. Anybody else
What does
in
he
chat?
know?
Sven, that sounds like Sven's giving the same advice he gives me.
Yeah.
Oh, so John, I would just tell you to ditch that shield just out of like my own personal, like it wouldn't even be the best thing for you. I just never want to fight. I never want to fight. I see that shield, I'm like, God, I hope I don't fucking fight him. I would hate having to get around that thing.
I just got a smaller shield. It's not that much smaller. It's smaller.
It's smaller by like an inch.
We shaved a few centimeters off of it.
Shaved an inch all around. Well, we just basically just changed the we made it proportionally smaller to the like it was. I was using the same shield that Duke Lachlan used, and we just shrunk it down by the same percentage. I am shorter than him.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And it actually it's actually improved my fighting. I feel like I can fight better with that because it allows me a little more mobile.
Bless you. You lean forward too much. Yep. Hopefully we get to cross blades between now and next round, Sven. You can kind of give me some more like specific, or maybe like instead of crossing blades, because I think it actually might be more valuable to do like direct coaching, like send me out to a couple of pickups and be like, here's the specific moments to change, because I would love to kind of get that with more, because those are I don't necessarily know the application of some of the advice, the moments of application, which would be good to kind of go over. Randall, John, Maggie, thanks for hanging out, all y'all.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Chat, everybody, thank you for hanging out this evening. We will be back live at least once more this week to go over the East Kingdom Crown and look at it from two mod perspectives. Other
We can do
than
that tomorrow,
that,
you think?
yeah, tomorrow, I think. Right? That's the plan?
Tomorrow, so
I'm excited. John streamed the East Crown off of this account. and I'm excited to watch it. I haven't watched any of it.
But really, Maggie did. I mean, I did a little bit. Maggie actually handled the
Yeah,
random stream
awesome,
a lot more
Maggie.
than I did. So
Thank you for doing that. Are you joining us tomorrow night?
Shout
You
out
can
to
tell
her.
us where the good parts are.
I mean, I don't know where the good parts are, but I was certainly there. So
I off a 4-hour live stream, I bet you could compile that into like some funny moments and highlights, and then a little bit of the fighting highlights.
We definitely had some fun, I think, with
Get
it.
like a tight
Yeah, for
tight
sure.
20 or 30 out of that.
There were some pranks caught on stream.
Nice. I'm excited. I will watch the whole thing. If I get the itch, I might do a fun edit of everything. Put it all together. I wish I was there. I miss you guys. But Crown was definitely my priority for that weekend.
Too many crowns.
Yeah, lots to do. Chat, thank you for hanging out. We will see all of you on the next stream tomorrow night if you're around and want to watch some EK.